Research shows that relationship satisfaction drops off for 67% of couples the first 3 years after having a baby. But that doesn't have to be your story. Imagine handing off the baby to your partner, looking at them and just sharing a laugh over something that just happened. Because for the first time in a while, you feel like a couple again. That's what we're working toward in this video, one small, meaningful moment at a time. We're also going to talk about how to spend quality time with your partner even when your days feel long and your patience is short. In this video, you'll learn how to avoid unnecessary fights so little irritations don't spiral into big conflicts. How to find time for each other even with a newborn and a never-ending to-do list. And how to rebuild emotional connection so you feel like teammates and not just co-parents. These shifts can help you reconnect in ways that feel natural, comforting, and real, even in the middle of the chaos of new parenthood. Raise your hand if you've ever snapped at your partner over literally nothing just because you hadn't slept in 3 days. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're exhausted. Trying to stay connected with your partner while adjusting to life with a baby is kind of like trying to renovate your home while still living in it with no sleep. It's chaotic, it's unfinished, and you're not always at your best. But if you go in with a plan and a whole lot of grace, you can build something stronger than what you had before. Number 1, set realistic expectations. Let go of the idea of getting back to normal. You're not going back. You're moving forward together. Think about it like this. Picture 2 calendars, one labeled before baby, one labeled after baby. The routines, the energy levels, emotional needs, everything's changed, but you're not failing, you're evolving. And conflict, totally normal. It's not about avoiding differences, it's about managing them with respect. Try sitting down and asking each other, what should respectful disagreement look and sound like now that the baby's here? That conversation alone can save you from so many future arguments. Number 2, soften your communication. Let's talk about the Gottman Institute's 4 horsemen of relationship distress: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. These 4 tend to creep in when you're under stress, especially when you're tired, touched out, and feeling misunderstood. Criticism is when you attack your partner's character instead of the problem. It sounds like, you never help with the baby, you're being so lazy. It turns a frustrating moment into a personal attack. Contempt is like criticism's mean older sister or brother. It's mocking, eye-rolling, sarcasm, or name-calling. It sounds like, oh wow, thanks so much for loading the dishwasher wrong again. Contempt makes your partner feel small, and it's actually the strongest predictor of relationship breakdown. Defensiveness is when you deny responsibility and turn the blame back around. Your partner says, I felt alone this morning, and you shoot back with, well, you didn't exactly offer to help me yesterday either. Even if you're not wrong, defensiveness blocks connection. Stonewalling is when one person emotionally or physically shuts down to avoid the conversation altogether. They might stop responding, walk away, or stare at the floor and say nothing. It's usually not meant to hurt. It's more about feeling overwhelmed, but it leaves both of you feeling distant and stuck. Instead of letting these patterns take over, try gentle starts when you're needing to talk and you're needing to repair something because you had an argument. After a disagreement, ask, How did that conversation feel for you? Not, are we done? Or did I win? Hopefully not that one. Just, how did it feel? That one question can soften walls, rebuild trust, and bring you back to each other, even in the messiest moments. Number 3, look for the good and say it out loud. You know those tiny moments when your partner does something helpful and you just think, oh good, but you don't say anything? Say something. I loved the way you handled bedtime tonight. Or, thanks for getting our pacifier without me even asking. Tiny moments, big impact. Try this. Make it your personal mission to catch your partner doing something right. Compliment them every single day, maybe even several times a day. Number 4, reclaim moments of connection, even if they're tiny. Don't underestimate the power of small gestures. Leave a sticky note in their wallet. Draw a heart on the mirror and lipstick. Say out loud, I liked the way you did that. The goal here is not grand romance, it's building a cushion of kindness that makes the harder moments that you are inevitably going to have easier to get through. Romantic connection doesn't always have to be a big night out or a long conversation. There will be more time for that again later on down the line, I promise. Just add 1 second to a hug or share a quick joke. Hold hands while watching TV. Do something that helps you feel close before the baby, but do it with intention. Try to see and talk to each other through a friend lens, not just as a co-parent or worse, a co-worker that you easily find fault with. You're not just friends, but you want to try and treat your partner as well as you do your friends. And remember, your child is watching. Maybe not now, but they will be in the future, so you should start practicing now. When they see affection, laughter, or a gentle touch between you two, they're learning what love looks like. Number 5, be intentional about alone time and don't wait too long. Please don't wait for the perfect babysitter or the perfect moment to plan some alone time together. Spending time alone together doesn't have to be elaborate. It just has to happen. That might mean asking a coworker, neighbor, or postpartum doula for some help. It might mean a short babysitting swap with a friend. I had a client who, yes, had a Saturday night, date night, doing something every week. Now every week might be tough, but I want you to do this at least once a month and hopefully more often. You might have to plan it every other week to even get it to happen once a month. So often it might get canceled for so many reasons, like you or the sitter or the baby is feeling sick. But whatever you do, don't drop this. Just keep showing up. When my husband and I had small kids, we found it easier to go out during the day. We were too tired at night. We didn't want to do anything after 6, 7 o'clock at night. We were in bed by 9 or 10. And usually it was easier to trade with our friends, which we did, where one week we would take child and ours, and then another week they would take ours. This is how you can spend quality time with your partner after a baby, and how it really looks. Small, scrappy, but real. The emotional benefit? You remember you're more than just tired roommates. You're still a couple. There will be time again for romance. Number 6, check in with your partner about how they are feeling often and without an agenda. Try not to have every conversation be about solving a problem or talking about logistics. Not everything has to be a strategy session. Sometimes just take the time to ask, How are you doing? Then listen. Don't fix, don't rush, just listen. Feeling emotionally seen without being managed can dissolve a lot of resentment before it builds up. And it makes you feel like teammates, not just people trying to survive the week together. Number 7, if you're struggling to reconnect, that's okay. This is incredibly common, and it is not a sign that something is broken. Sometimes you need outside help. Therapy, coaching, a third voice that helps rebuild that emotional bridge. It's okay to do that. It's so common for us to have trouble postpartum. Reconnecting doesn't mean getting it right all the time. It just means showing up with intention, even in the messy, imperfect moments. But here's what often happens next. You start to reconnect, and then suddenly you find yourself unsure how to support your partner without slipping into parent mode. So the next step, coming soon, I'll be putting out a video where I'll show you how to support your partner's confidence and emotional needs without treating them like a fourth child. So become a subscriber and you'll never miss a video. I'll be back with more tips for postpartum couples soon.